Okay, so ladies and gentlemen, if you haven't had an opportunity to watch the Game of Thrones episode called The Lion and the Rose, man, stop listening now. Major spoilers, here we go. I'm telling you right now, do not listen to this if you have not watched this episode. If you're not caught up with Game of Thrones, everything has changed right now. Stop listening, man. That's the final warning I'm giving you. Okay, here we go. It's over. Joffrey's dead. Like, he's dead. He is absolutely 100% dead. The king is dead. And I don't even really know if we're going to call him the king. I mean, he is the king, but man, this is crazy. Okay, let me try to calm down. First, let me tell you what the episode's all about, man. Tyrion helps Jaime. Joffrey and Margaery host a breakfast. Stannis loses patience with Davos. Ramsey finds a purpose for his pet. Okay, we're going to start from the end of the episode and work our way back. It was just an uncomfortable situation that occurred during the wedding between Joffrey and Margaery. Okay, so those two houses are together. Obviously, we're talking about the Lannister house, and wow, man. So here's what happens. Joffrey starts drinking, man, because they're celebrating the marriage. He seems like he's pretty happy, man, but the wedding ceremony is turning it's turning too happy for Joffrey to resist, man. So he starts kind of terrorizing the people again, okay? Now, Margaery, she's trying to keep the peace, man, so she makes this announcement about giving all the food that is the leftover food to the poorest town inside of the city, okay? So all of a sudden, man, Joffrey, man, he's sitting there. He hasn't said a word, man. He hasn't said a word like for at least 10-15 minutes, man. It's like, whoa, what is going on here? It's unusual for him to be silent, man, especially when you have Lady Sansa and you have his uncle, man, the imp, aka Tyrion Lannister. They're over there, just not saying nothing, but kind of, being peaceful, and everybody is kind of getting along, man. But he doesn't like that, man. So what he does, he says, I'm going to break up this happiness, man, because a king's wedding, man, should be about history. It shouldn't be about celebration. So he releases like these I guess you can say the hounds, if you will, man. This giant lion's head opens up, and these little people starts running through on this red carpet, okay? And forgive me, man, I'm so excited right now. Just please forgive me, because I keep saying But anyway, yeah, the little people, they run out, man. They're on a red carpet. All of a sudden, man, you see they're dressed up as the Stark family, man, okay? And this is just, I'm telling you right now, this is crazy. It's absolutely, it doesn't make any sense, man. It doesn't make any sense, but that's what's happening. Joffrey got the little people to kind of act out what happened, for him to be inside of his reign, okay? And then what ends up happening is that he just totally pisses off his uncle, man. Like, he just embarrasses his uncle so bad. So here's what happens. Tyrion Lannister, man, he makes this joke to Joffrey. He says pretty much like, you want this to be about history, but the history of your kingdom or whatever, or you becoming king is kind of based on a false idea. It's based on a lie, because you were never out in battle. He says, I have the battle scars to prove it, because, he got his face sliced off pretty much. And then he embarrasses Joffrey, man. So Joffrey gets this idea in his head to where he can use his uncle as his cupbearer, okay? The cupbearer is going to be a guy that fills up the drink, man, and keeps filling up the drink, etc., man. So it's really embarrassing, man. So Joffrey tells his uncle to come over and fill up his cup. As his uncle gets over to him, Tyrion, he gets over to him, and he holds the cup up to Joffrey. Joffrey slaps it out of his hand. Actually, Joffrey drops it on the ground, and then when Tyrion goes to pick it up, Joffrey kicks underneath the table. Well, then Lady Sansa, man, she picks up the cup, passes it to her husband, who is Tyrion Lannister, okay? And then he brings the cup to Joffrey, okay? And then after that, Joffrey gets angry because obviously Lady Sansa, decided to give him the cup rather than his uncle, crawl on his hands and knees and get the cup and be like his servant. So he says, "What's the use of a cup if it's not full? Fill up my cup." And after that, he fills up the cup. Lady Sansa and Tyrion Lannister, they decide to go back to their room or whatever to leave the party. As they're leaving, King Joffrey says, Why are you leaving, Uncle? The party's just begun. Something like that, okay? And that's it. He's like, please, my lord, my king, whatever. He's like, let me go. Let us go. You know, Lady Sansa's tired. Then after that, he interrupts his uncle. He says, no, you'll stay here. You're my cupbearer. Now bring me my wine. So check this out, man. The cup is now on Margaery's side, if you will. It's next to Margaery's mother, okay? The cup's been sitting there for, I'd say maybe like, let's go 45 seconds to a minute, okay? And then all of a sudden, you know, Tyrion, he goes over, he grabs the cup, he passes it to Joffrey. Joffrey takes a sip of the cup. And then all of a sudden, he starts choking. And this is where it gets crazy. At first, you know, I thought it was a joke, okay? I was like, okay, maybe he's joking around with his uncle because he was going to say, you know, well, my uncle, he can't even make a drink, you know, because he's an imp or whatever, you know? He's so stupid, he's so little and beneath me, he's such a, you know, idiot or whatever. Then all of a sudden he starts coughing, he's like, and then, you know, Tyrion is looking at him, he's like, Joffrey, are you okay? And everybody's kind of looking around, and then somebody yells out, he's choking. And then, yeah, he starts choking, and then he falls on the floor, and he starts spitting out this blood. Everybody's running towards him. I mean, it's just a madhouse, man. Everybody, that means both sides, both houses are running towards the king, but there's nothing to be done. All of a sudden, man, you see Cersei, man, she grabs her kid, you know, because, you know, we're talking about Joffrey. She grabs her kid and turns him around, and his face literally looks like something out of The Walking Dead. That's the only thing I can say. That's the best way I can do to describe this thing. It's absolutely crazy. It's madness. Doesn't make any sense, but yeah, he's dead, man. He's dead. And then check this out, man. As he's dying, you know, Tyrion, he's sitting over there. He's holding the cup in his hand. All of a sudden, Cersei, she turns around. She looks at Tyrion Lannister, man. She says, he killed your king. The king is dead. He did it. Take him into custody or whatever, you know. And all of a sudden, that's it. They stopped the episode with Joffrey's face on the screen, and there's blood, tears going down his face. There's blood out of his nose. It's crazy, man. His skin is like black and blue, purple. I can't even describe it, man. Like it's nuts, man. But I got the picture, man. It's on my my Twitter, man, and oh my gosh, man. Like, yeah, I got that out, didn't I? Yeah, it's a game changer here. It's a game changer, man. Lady Sansa, man, she's gone. The guy that Lady Sansa rescued from King Joffrey, way back in, like, I think season 1 or season 2, he took her somewhere safe. Now you have Tyrion. He's in custody. I don't know what's gonna happen to that night dude that really usually protects Tyrion Lannister, but I don't know where he's at. They didn't really show that. Everything is in chaos, man. Oh my gosh, man. It's crazy, man. It's crazy. That's it, though. I just wanted to break that and talk about it. There's a lot to talk about, man, but that was pretty much the highlight of the episode, man. Wow. Yeah. Okay. Let me kind of just kind of touch on some other things, man. Hodor returned tonight. Hodor returns tonight. He returned tonight. The dire wolf returned, but it was kind of cool because they returned inside of this vision that Bran had. Bran had this vision where he was actually the dire wolf, and he was actually attacking and eating and hunting deer. It was really, really awesome. We're going to talk about, Bran goes up to this tree. Well, actually, he doesn't go because he can't walk, obviously. But Hodor takes Bran over to this tree. Bran touches the tree, and he has this vision, man. It's a vision of, like, past, present, and future, okay? And what I mean by that is it kind of shows you the rise and the fall of the Stark house. It shows you the possibility of a Snow becoming king. It shows you the possibility of the death of King Joffrey. It's in there. They also showed you, man, Ned was back in there. That was kind of dope. It was kind of like just his eye, though. But, I mean, it was still kind of cool to kind of see him because obviously he's been dead for quite a while. And then at the end of the episode, after it showed a couple of those crows with 3 eyes, it showed, it stated real loud, it said north. And then after that, now we know that, that Bran is actually going to be traveling north which is just crazy, to be honest. That's nuts. And you know where that's, north, you know where that's going. Okay, let me see. Let me kind of back up real quick. This is at the beginning of the episode, man, okay? Before all of this madness with King Joffrey's death, man, played out, Shay is now gone, okay? Well, this is what happened. Tyrion decided to, the only way to get Shay to leave is to kill her. You know what I'm saying? It's when I say kill her, I'm not talking about like actually physically kill her, but kill her heart, man, break her heart. And that's what he did, man. He said, you're a whore. I can't have a child with a whore. You need to leave. Pretty much I don't love you. Get out of here. And he did, man. He literally broke her heart. And then, his right-hand man, the night dude, actually took her to a ship, and then she's gone. I don't know if they were just doing that just to kind of close that chapter for a little while, maybe at the end once all this stuff clears out. Because obviously I think, fans of Shay, like myself, we would be totally worried about her, and they handle it really, really well. I think so, at least. Okay, yeah. Last week I didn't talk about this, man, but there's this new group of cannibals, man. And they're kind of like led almost by Banshee's albino. If you're familiar with Banshee, man, but they're called the thinnest, man. And these guys, man, are creepy, man. They have these scars on their faces. They're all bald head. Albino dudes. Just to be honest, they all look like they're albino, and they eat. Well, for right now, they're eating snow. They're eating. They're eating anything that has to do with man flesh, I guess you can say, and then that's pretty much what's going on. Let me see. We're gonna move over to the return of Reek, man. Reek showed up tonight with Ramsey, and Ramsey has this friend called Miranda, and they're pretty creepy too, man, because they're out there hunting women. They let this woman, like prisoner, poor girl, run out in the woods, and they had dogs chasing her, and Reek was just kind of following along because he's broken down so badly. And we're talking about Theon. Theon is Reek now. Theon no longer exists. It's just Reek. And Ramsey's, I guess, father, I guess you can say. It's not really his father. It's kind of like, I guess, his king, something like that. I guess you can call it his father, but he doesn't really, he's a Snow, but he's not part of this group. But anyway, he kind of told him, he said, I'm trying to take the Moat Callan, and you doing this to Theon was totally against everything that I wanted. We needed Theon. Theon had a purpose, and since you decided to do whatever you did and turn him into your pet and your animal, I'm very disappointed. So now Ramsey, Miranda, Reek, and a whole bunch of other people are going to be heading over to Mount Cullen to actually go and war for that. If they can win that, then after that, Ramsey will be back in good favor with his father and be part of the family again instead of being disowned. And there's just this war, the sense of war, man, on Castle Black, man. That's the future of everything that's going on right now. Let me see. Yeah, the Sand people, when I say Sand, I'm pretty sure you guys are familiar with it. Those are the new characters, man. There is some real tension, real tension, man, between the Lannisters and these Sand people. I don't know really anything about that. I haven't, only thing I know is what I've seen in these last 2 episodes since the beginning of the season. And it's really bold to see, because they will just say whatever's on their mind. Because they know, I guess, the history of the Lannisters, and they know what they're pretty much about, and they don't care. Oh my God, yo, think about that for a second. Maybe the Sand people poisoned the Lannisters. That's what this whole thing is about, maybe. I don't know, maybe. And I think it might be because the guy actually said something about women and children being raped and killed and murdered and stuff like that, and then he said to Cersei, he said, it's a good thing that your daughter is in another place right now rather than being here. So maybe, I don't know, maybe that's something. I'm kind of just thinking about that right now. Anyway, guys, that's it, man. Once again, man, King Joffrey's dead. Shay is gone. Yeah, Tyrion is in prison. It looks like Cersei might be back in charge now. I don't know what's going to happen to Margaery and that side. I have no clue. Lady Bree is she might be leaving too. What else, man? Lady Sansa, she's now taken and going to another place to be, you know, to a place of safety. And that's pretty much it, man. That's the biggest thing I could tell you, man, is he's dead. King Joffrey's dead. This is nuts, man. We're out of here, guys. Thanks again for listening.